What up, boys? Today we're totally ripping off Clash of Ash and bringing some new content to the channel because the 20-win challenge is like really hard to achieve, and I found somebody who went 20-0 using actually Barbarians, which is a card that I've discussed a little bit on this channel. So you're actually going to be recording that section after I've done this intro, so hopefully it all recorded okay and nothing died. But yeah, let me know what you think of this style. Obviously, it's nothing original, but you know, it's new to my channel, and you know, that's all that matters for you watching this, right? But yeah, do enjoy it. Hopefully it's more insightful than me just talking because I don't go 20-0 in challenges, but we got people who do. This is obviously like my first time doing this type of content, so if, you know, if I'm not the best at interviewing, I guess, somebody, then, you know, please don't kill me in the comments. I tried my hardest. Also, I brought the screen up just to let you know my guy's name is Balthazar, I think you say it. He should be on the top for the first two replays and then the bottom for the final replay. It switches up, there's nothing I can do about it. Also, if you see me look over this way at any point, that's because that's where my notes are. So, you know, I have all of my wonderful list of questions that I've concocted over the last, like, 7 hours. I hope you enjoy hearing somebody else's voice on the channel opposed to just mine, because I suck at explaining things. I'm looking to do, you know, some of this stuff more often, maybe, but have fun. Alright, so I guess my first question is, how on earth does it feel to go 20-0? No losses.
Man, it felt great. It wasn't my first try, though.
It wasn't your first try. How many did it take you then?
It was 5. The first 3, I was just messing around with different decks.
Yeah. Well, how many in your fourth try then?
My fourth try, I think it's just bad matchups. Like,
Yeah.
I played Royal Giant, played P.E.K.K.A. like every match.
What was your overall result in that fourth one?
Oh, I don't quite remember. I think I was like...
Was it near 20?
12 or so. It wasn't,
okay.
It wasn't too good.
And then you just went 20-0 next time?
Yeah.
So, my first question about the actual deck is, why does it run Barbs? Because it's been a thing on my channel to be like, oh, Barbarians are like actually really good now, and now I found someone who went 20-0 with Barbarians.
Okay, so the main reason is because Flying Machine is in the deck, so it provides like a sort of a fireball bait or poison bait aspect.
So this RG match you called difficult, right?
He didn't play it too well, but yes, it was pretty hard since he could just sort of counter push off his defense.
And I suppose that is also because he has Fireball NATO, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, if you defend the RG with Barbs, he just sort of fireballs them, so you have to find a way to bait it out.
Yeah, that's why I have Flying Machine.
And also the Mega Minion.
Yeah.
So, if you had to give, like, one reason why you won this and he didn't, what would it be? Because you're a lot better? Because
probably,
you're 20-0?
Also just because, I guess, I cloned at the right times. Like, I didn't use clone a ton during this match.
Yeah, and that would have ruined you, obviously, because of the NATO.
I would try to wait till he had NATO out of hand. And normally he would NATO pretty early, since he'd need to kill the Hound.
So typically, like, when do you want to play a Lava Hound? Because I saw you just put one there, and he goes with a Royal Giant, which is obviously not the best for you. So what are you looking for to then decide you want to invest a Lava Hound?
Okay, so at that point, it's sort of the deck he had. He had Fireball, so if he were to Fireball the Barbarians, I could just counter push with a Flying Machine, so I lose the tower, but it'd be a good trade for me. Since I have a massive push, could possibly 3 crown. If not, he'd have to like really overspend to even have a chance to really defend it.
So for you, it's all about judging up if you're gonna get more damage than what he did.
Well, damage and like how much it would cost for him.
Yeah, of course. Damage, Elixir, same thing.
Okay, I think I went 14, then 10, then 9, then 11.
So you got 14 just messing about with decks.
Yeah.
Alright, you're so good at this. Alright, the next one is gonna be your 17th game, so against Kaiser. So this one is sort of a mirror match, but not entirely. It's Lava Hound versus Lava Hound. Who would you say has advantage in Lava Miner versus Lava Clone?
The big thing wasn't that he had Miner, it was that he had Poison and Knee Drag, so if he played it like perfectly, he probably had the advantage.
Yeah, I think that's why I picked this one, because you picked that first one and I went for the rest, but like, I think this was difficult because Poison, obviously, your Skami, your Flying Machine, your Barbs, all on defense. If they, you know, if even 2 of them get poisoned, you're pretty bad. So it looked like a pretty difficult matchup. When he's coming in with Lava Hound here, and you have Flying Machine, I know later on you change lanes. And do you change lanes because he has a spell to deal with your Flying Machine and you don't have a spell for his Electro Dragon, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I wanted to make sure if he had Electro Dragon that he wouldn't be able to, like, counter push
Yeah.
because Hound you want to sort of stick to one lane most of the time. So he would have to give up the damage lead he had.
Yeah. I see, obviously he's got big damage lead here because you can't kill his support, but he did manage to poison your flying machine. So I think it's actually this next Lava Hound, which you cycle bats and then go into, where you put it in the top right instead of the top left. Please be right. There you go. You drop them at the same time. So when I was watching this the first time, I was like, you did that because you can now flying machine behind yours, and he's not gonna get that spell value onto your tower whilst your flying machine is defending his hound.
Yeah,
so,
I was very hesitant on a flying machine just because I didn't want it to be like close enough to get value.
Yeah.
And I noticed he went Mega Minion here, so I just Scar Made.
Yeah,
which means he
just
could
distract.
if I did clone. So if he poisoned there, it would have taken out the Skarmy, but he wouldn't be able to poison the next clone.
Yes. Actually, yeah, I didn't even notice that. So you went with Skarmy below the left hound, because if he wants to poison it, he has to leave your flying machine, and your flying machines did work anyway, and you ended up getting that tower. Yeah. Alright, so the lane switch was key there. When would you, like, notice to lane switch? What like, key things are you looking for to go, oh, I'm gonna change lanes?
How he counters my push. Like certain troops, like Executioner, like...
So just that,
not
or is there any other things?
Well, to switch lanes, it's usually just how they defend.
Yeah? Okay, sweet. What are you doing with Barbarians in this matchup? Or are you just using them as a dead card? Because obviously Barbarians don't counter Lava Hound or anything that flies, so are you just counting them as a dead card?
Not necessarily. It was more of if I didn't have anything to like defend his Lava Hound whenever it popped, so I would just place the Barbarians in front of the tower and
use them as a tank.
Yeah.
God, it's satisfying to watch because you just win like almost so perfectly. You didn't really see, like, obviously your tower went down to 300, but you never really seemed in too much like, oh, you're totally dead here.
Yeah, I mean that was the big part. I just had to like convince myself like it's not 20 wins. It's just one game at a time. You know, just one win and then one win.
So I was
every game.
I was gonna bring that up, right? In the 21 video that I made, I was like, don't stress the 20, just play one game at a time. And would you say that's good advice? Because if you think about, you know, if you think you're 14-0, you don't want to screw it up.
Yeah, I was literally repeating that every 10, 15 seconds. I was like, just one game.
Hell
just
yeah.
one game.
God, I'm good at this. Right, we'll go into your final 20 now then. Okay, so Ram Rider. I had a big question about Ram Rider because it's come into the meta a lot recently. Barbarians in your deck, I suppose that's another good reason to be using Barbs, right? It just fully counters Ram Rider?
Yeah. Right here, I placed the Skeleton because it's most likely bridge spam.
Yes.
And they, like, it either will bait out the, what's it called, the Snowball if they have Snowball, and I'll be able to use bats more effectively, or they'll have Barbarian Barrow, and they won't be able to defend it if I put it low.
Got you.
Or if they have Poison, they'll have spent like, an extra 4 Elixir, and I can just Lob Hound them back. And
so
then
you're also trying to get information on what spells they have?
Yeah, at this point I know it's P.E.K.K.A.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. But you don't know if
right
it's
here,
Snowball or
the Baby Dragon, but it doesn't matter too much because it's like an equal trade.
Yeah, 4 for 4, you'll take that. Another question, are you always counting Elixir and rotation, or is it something you do naturally, or just something, you know, you switch on and off, for example?
It's not necessarily, like, specifically counting, it's more of, I have, like, the feel of, I came out of that, like, trade positively or negatively, so I'll play more passively or more offensively.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's this replay, but there was one of the replays where you didn't play a Lava Hound until double. I think it actually might be this one, because we're like 40 seconds away from double. Is that a matchup thing, or was that just you didn't feel like you were up on Elixir at any point?
It was a matchup thing, because against P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam, I don't want them to just spam the other lane and then lose tower, because I want to push same lane.
Okay, is there a reason why you want to push same?
Because P.E.K.K.A. doesn't have too many counters normally. It's like 2 counters, and then they won't be able to use them on offense.
I see. So the counters are obviously Baby Dragon, Musketeer.
Yeah, plus P.E.K.K.A. is sort of useless on offense.
So
yeah, he's going to poison here.
Yeah. So you decided to go with the Bats opposed to the Skarmy. Was there a reason?
Well, it's to bait out Poison because I knew he didn't have Zap or Snowball.
I see. So
I put the Skeleton Army out of the possible poison range because I knew he was going to want to hit the flying machine.
Yeah. So you wanted to get the poison out.
Made him more.
I got you. So
it's all about like pulling stuff with the Skarmy Barbarians.
So it's the pulling, and then I imagine the spell bait, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. So you're going with another Hound here because I assume you know that you're up a turn, and if he punishes, you believe that you have Barbarians that can just ruin everything. That's
Yeah, even if you put Pekka there, I would have just put Scar me,
Yeah.
and then it would either kill the Musketeer quick enough, or he'd Barbarian Barrel, and then I just put Barbarians around it.
Sweet, and then obviously he only has like Baby Dragon here. Is there a reason you clone because you only know he has Baby Dragon, or was that just random?
It was because I had support troops behind it, plus the Baby Dragon I knew would splash on the Hound, so it would pop the Hound while still allowing the first one to tank.
God, there's so much that goes into 20 wins. Well, there you go. That's why you're a 20-win pro and I'm not.
Not gonna lie, the first 7 or 8 matches I was just having fun, and then I realized I didn't lose. It was like, wait.
That's great. You're already 10-0, and you're like, wait, I can actually get 20, and then you do 10-0 again. So you chose this deck. What would you say are like the main, I don't know, 3 or 4 meta decks at the moment?
Definitely Ram Rider, either with Pekka or Mega Knight.
Which we just saw you beat.
Yeah. Then I'd say probably Royal Giant with Lightning. The Fireball version isn't as popular.
Yeah, and you have a better matchup against Lightning than you do Fireball because of the barbs and the flying machine? Okay.
Yes, I do. There's... What's another? There's the Golem Lightning match.
Would you say you have advantage in that, or nah?
Yes, because he doesn't have too many counters to the clone troops.
So would you say overall that your deck that you chose to run has pretty much advantage over a ton of matchups?
Yes, the only real matchups it has like a hard time with are like the splash decks, like that Royal Giant deck. There's a Golem like Hunter Poison Snowball deck. It's not a great matchup against that.
But otherwise, it's pretty meta safe.
Yeah, you can win pretty much any matchup with it.
Okay, cool. Well, congrats on your 20-0. That's pretty insane. Oh, I had a stat actually. So I guess the stat I had for you was that 0.00095% of players go 20-0. Isn't that like pretty insane? It's 0.006% that get 20 overall, but to go 20-0, I think there's 4 zeros.
Was that 3 or 4 zeros? You said 4 zeros?
I think 4, yes. Again, the number's sort of messed up on the sheet that I have, but I believe it's 4 zeros.
Clash with that shit is like 100 million active users, and last time it was 7,000, so it's I calculate it was about 0.00001%, I think.
Yeah, it's ridiculous like that. Maybe mine's a little bit off, but I know I've done
mine. That's only
so.
Total 21 players, so it's probably less than that. It might be 5 zeros.
Yeah, maybe. God, but that's pretty insane. Congrats on that, dude. Thank you for coming into this video. Is there anything you want to say or end on or shout out or whatever?
I mean, I've started to coach.
Go on.
Yeah.
You got a link I could leave for anybody interested in coaching?
My Discord, I guess.
Okay, well, send me that. I'll leave it top link in the description. If you're interested in coaching from a 20-0 pro player, then, go check that out. But thank you for watching this video, and peace. I've never done that with someone else present. That's pretty weird.